Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne back to do your bonus read for Tuesday, the 19th of 19th of November. Isn't that interesting? King of Wands. You could be dealing with a Libra here, but someone who's quite fiery. Someone here has some sort of karmic debt to pay. And when I say karmic debt, it isn't a horrible thing, but something's been left undone here that needs to be fixed. You've got someone coming in to fix something here that has had some sort of awakening or some sort of message perhaps from the universe that they need to fix something that was left unsaid here. Okay, I am using the Before Tarot for this reading, but I'll get straight into it here. I want to start using some of these new decks I've got here. You guys are so generous to me. I want to say thank you for, those people who order personal readings from me, who give me donations, and all the wonderful things you do, because it's so amazing to share those things back with you again, which is really nice. So whatever I get from you, I'm able to return to you and reward you with. So it's a really nice energy of going backwards and forwards here. Yeah, someone's had a really good look inside after perhaps a period of being left out in the cold or feeling left behind. Someone's actually had some sort of enlightenment or awakening here. This is very nice. Okay, and very similar to the What's Cracking reading in that regard. And then I pull out the Page of Swords, which came out in the What's Cracking reading. I have done this bonus read before, and the whole idea of doing the bonus reads when I first started was because I felt, you know what, I'm doing a reading about love, maybe I can find something else in the bonus read for the other people. But sometimes the energies are so strong that Spirit just sends me exactly the same messages through again, and that's what happened yesterday in 3 readings. Same cards coming out, same messages coming out. So sometimes I can only do what I'm being directed to do. The Page of Swords is a card of often looked at as stalking, but it's about someone researching you, basically. So let's look at it that way. It's a little less intimidating. Someone's still very interested in you here, or someone is interested in you. It could be new love. It could be that someone's looking at you because you have potential for a job or a role. It could be somebody wants your business, but somebody is watching over you here, sort of intently, trying to study you here. Sometimes it can be about an apology as well. Now, this can be you too, because these readings do flip-flop, and we do have the card of sort of high anxiety and sleepless nights here. This is about fighting your demons. So for somebody here, especially with the cards that have been falling out, I feel like they have been going through this night after night, deciding whether they need to speak to you about something. They are absolutely torn here on what is the right thing to do. So you could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini or Aquarius, but I would say this King of Swords is someone who wants that conversation. His sword is held high. He's ready to speak. He's determined. He is ready to speak up and speak a truth here. Very ready. Now, if you look at this card, he's just been handed the sword by the universe. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's almost like the universe has gone, right, you need to fix this now. You can't sit around forever waiting for this to happen. This is now the time to put it right. And behind that, we have the King of Wands, which was the card that came out with the Justice card. So they both came out together again. So you may be dealing with someone who's quite fiery. The King of Wands can often be a person who's very wise, very smart, very attractive to you. But now it's time for them to speak up. They can't hold it inside any longer. So whatever this is about, this person is now being sort of encouraged strongly by the universe to do something. And they could have deliberated about this for a very long time. All right, so again, we have a card. I've got food on my card. How bad is that? So I've obviously eaten while I've done readings. I mean, really? Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is an offer. He too came out in the What's Cracking read. He represents Pisces because he has a fish in the cup. I'm going to have to clean the cards up. He has a fish in his cup here. So he wants new life. He wants new love. This is definitely about some sort of offer that involves something that you're going to really get a lot out of too. Oh, you could be dealing with a Cancer here. So the Chariot card too came up in the What's Cracking read. So guys, you know, at the end of the day, the messages come through no matter what I do. So this is someone who wants to move forward with you. So whether this is a love, it's looking more like love in this reading, whereas in the What's Cracking read, it was more general. This is about someone who wants to move forward, wants to have an opportunity with you, maybe missed an opportunity before, but definitely want to move forward. So they could have moved away from some sort of situation here that's held them back in the past. They definitely had lots of things to learn here, and I feel like the universe has given them a little bit of a sort of kick up the behind to try and get them moving, because they didn't know how to do it. Oh, look, repeat card again, Four of Cups. So we're definitely getting a repeat reading here, and this is why I started using a different deck, because I thought, well, if I use a different deck, I'll have different cards, but it doesn't work that way. I am absolutely astounded by how these things work, but can't make this shit up, right? So I have someone here who's moving forward after perhaps leaving a situation behind. Now, for some of you, this person is leaving a relationship behind here. But because they have a family, they still have to take care of their family, which is fine. But in effect, they're leaving someone behind. They want to make an offer, but they're not really sure after what's gone down whether you're going to accept this offer or not. So they have got some sort of messages through their dreams, through spirit here, that has guided them towards the idea of going in and sorting this thing out. It's caused them so much sleeplessness, and they're ready to put it right now. Definitely for them, again, some Pisces, Cancer energy here. Very strong watery feel on the main read as well. This person is very emotional. They may have gone through a lot to get to this point, but they've listened to their intuition now, and maybe they were trying to deny or to stay hidden here behind. So it's almost like they tried to remain hidden behind everything else. So you've got someone who's been in a very strong denial here, who's having a big wake up moment. And here they come, another repeat card. Knight of Swords coming through. So someone now who's breaking through this darkness, who's seeing into this intuition, he's racing through that energy of not being seen into an energy of being seen here. Oh, and it's going to create a tower. Okay. We've been seeing this tower for a long while. Look, you don't want to know. You don't even want to look at what's being offered to you. You're too it's like you are so shocked and so surprised by this that you are just dumbfounded. You don't know what way to go. You don't know what to take. You may have to take time out here. Yep, Seven of Swords coming in here. So it's possible you could walk away from this situation without accepting this offer because you don't really know how to respond, reply. This is something that's going to take both of you back to so much stuff that you've kept hidden here. I don't think it's just them. I think this tower is coming in as well as some, and we sort of had that with the readings yesterday, as some sort of gift to you to break down some sort of false foundation that you've built something on. But to me, this is both of you being taken right back to sort of your bare roots to deal with this in a very different way. Okay, so the Spirit's talking about the ghosts of the past. So there may have been, in the time that you've not seen this person or not been with this person, and now they're explaining to you what's been happening for them, there is some sort of upheaval here in regards to things that have gone way back. So you may have done a lot of healing in that time, but maybe you haven't healed some of those situations or issues from your past that you need to now heal. This is giving you an opportunity to rebuild. But to be honest with you, I see this Tower, Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords moment as being such a shock that you may decide to walk away and take time out. It might be why you're not accepting this apology or offer at this time. It's also, you know, how I always say, your shop's closed here. So it's like you're going into a total, there's like this, it's like you've won this. It's like you've had the win because this person has apologized, come back, or done what they needed to do. But it's like, yeah, sure, I've won this, but now I've got this huge decision to make, because I have the Five of Swords here, which of course is about, a victory, but not feeling victorious. And next to that, the Seven of Swords. Now, between these two sits the Two of Swords. And that says to me that there's a huge decision to make here on what you do with this information, on what you do with this situation, because it's plunging you into this really deep healing here. And I don't think you have any idea of how this is going to cut to the core of you, but it's also doing it to them as well. So it's like there may be something like real true love sitting here, and it's taking you both back to all of the stuff you've had through your life that has led you to this moment. And I can see, that whole life flashing before your eyes thing. So there's some sort of moment here, some sort of, as I say, it's a gift because it brings with it some very deep healing here. But for me, you are going to walk away from this, or you're both going to walk away from this, because you need the time now to understand why this foundation needs to be broken down and why you need to rebuild. It doesn't mean you won't end up, back with this person or in a relationship with this person or resolution with this person. No, it doesn't mean that at all. What it means is there needs to be time out here for a decision to be made in how to move forward. Wow, very powerful reading here this morning. And it's funny because we've seen this for a while, and it's been sort of going through an evolution. But I think that one person in this situation is taking their time to heal, possibly because they have other things going on in their life that they can't leave behind at this time. So they may be tied into another situation, whether that's another relationship or just something else that's keeping them back. It could be a work situation, it could be family, it could be a cultural thing, but there's something here that's keeping the two of you apart that needs to come out into the open. I do have the card of higher power coming through, which I think is really relevant to this. It talks about conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, and committing to a partnership with spirit. This card reminds you that you're more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good of all? How can I serve? Then get out of your way and trust that there's a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. So there is something here that is going to bring you closer to your higher self, closer to your spirit, because you're discarding or leaving behind some of those human elements that have kept you bound. Amazing reading. Have a great Tuesday.